When I was a kid, one of my least favorite chores to do was to have to take the compost out. And the reason I didn't like to do it was because our compost pile was halfway down our backyard. And you had to trudge through snow, or you had to, put snow pants on if you didn't want snow to get down in your boots. And then we had to snow blow that out, and sometimes it wasn't snow blowed out. And so there can be a lot of obstacles to people composting in the wintertime. Now, you can take your food scraps, you can put it on your compost pile. Some of the animals are going to come and pick at it, eat it away. Some of it's just going to sit there and then it'll break down. There's nothing wrong with that. And if you've got a system for doing that, that's great. I encourage you to keep doing that. But perhaps you're looking for a way where, how can I do this where I don't have to go through the snow, I don't have to deal with the cold, and I can get even better results? That's what I want to show you how. All right, so how do we do it? Obviously we're no longer outside, and I am down in my basement. So a few years ago I figured out there's actually a much better way to compost, and I can do it without going inside. So, the past week it was -8 one morning when we woke up, wind chill, -35, -40 degrees. Don't want to be going outside, but yet here we are, and the compost bin is full. So what we have here, and what I'm going to show you right now, is this is my one of my worm bins. And so what we have in here, I just have some of this kind of cardboard over the top, and what I've done is taken a tote. Now, for mine, there is a tote within a tote, and I'm not going to show you all of that because you don't need all of that. What you need is just something like this. A bucket will work, and if you have leaves or something, that would be great. So simply, very simply here, you're going to see as we come into this here, we've got some food scraps. Can you see the worms that are in there? Okay, these guys are going to work for me, and they are creating like nutrient rich compost that is going to be the foundation for our garden. Great for starting seeds, great as an amendment, and I could go on and on and on about that. So here I am, I come down, put the compost bucket, and I'm just putting all of this in. Now, you wouldn't want to, one of the drawbacks when you're first getting started is you have to have enough worms to be able to handle the amount of compost that you have. So I'm just going to scoop this out in here. And this stuff here, one of the nice things about it, worms need the moisture, they need water, it helps them breathe. So we've got a lot in here, coffee grounds, we've got some broccoli, banana peels, eggshells, all the stuff that you would put in your compost pile, a little bit of squash it looks like. And what I've got is with these leaves here, and what I could do if I didn't have the leaves, is I would then just take my the compost that's in here, I would dig this up, and I would just put it over the top, because what we don't want is, we don't want the smell, and we don't want the flies that would come with this. So what we do to prevent that from happening, so how do we do this inside without it getting all nasty, is I can dig some of the finished compost, the finished worm castings that I have down in here, and put it over the top, and then I'll just take my leaves. I've got a bucket of these here that I got in the fall. I'm going to put it back over the top of these, and that's going to keep it so we don't have flies. The worms are going to be happy. If I needed to, what I would do is just spray a little bit of water on there if it was a particularly dry item. And there you go. That is how you compost in the cold weather without going outside. And there are a lot more benefits to using worms for your compost that I will go into in the future. So part of your food system, part of getting good nutrition out of the things that you grow is learning how to feed the soil properly. And worm castings are a phenomenal tool to do that. Worm castings, what I mean when I say that, are the compost that worms generate. They digest this stuff, leave it there, and there you have it. So if you enjoyed this and find this interesting, hit that like button. I'd love to know if you have any questions about this, because I've been deep into this and I plan to do some more specifics, go into the a little bit of the science and what's really going on in future videos. But I'd love to know what your questions are. Have you tried this, and what have you found that works well? What problems have you had? So thank you very much.